Hello, thanks for joining us on this 6:15 primetime newscast in the English language on Canal International. My name is Gladys Sambodiman. Stay tuned for our major stories. More than 300 new voters have registered in the electoral list for the first half of 2022, moving the figures to a total of over 7 million compared to 6 million in 2021. The statistics were unveiled by Elekam's board chair this day while presiding over the third ordinary session of the electoral board that was in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. And thousands of road accidents are registered in Cameroon annually, and these are partly blamed on reckless driving and lack of quality driving training. Driving school owners in littoral Cameroon's region have blamed themselves for contributing partly to the situation and have taken a firm decision to henceforth put order in the sector. And Cameroon joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Heart Day today, a day to raise awareness on the rising concerns of heart health and cardiovascular diseases. And statistics reveal 18.6 million lives the world over is lost from stroke and heart diseases. Those were our major stories. Stay tuned for developments. Hello, thanks for joining us once again. More than 300,000 Cameroonians have this year registered on the electoral list, bringing the number to 7 million as compared to 2021 that stood at 6 million same period. The statistics were unveiled today in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, by Elekam's board chair, Eno Abrams Egbe, during the third ordinary session that held this Thursday. A budgetary session for the year 2023, as stipulated by the electoral court, was equally discussed. The details with Hyson Chia.
30 days after the closure of the electoral registration list for the year 2022, Elections Cameroon dishes out the statistics of the process, with some 338,407 newly registered citizens, a significant increase compared to 2021.
The national voter registration stands at 7,320,150 registered voters, with a good proportion of 3,393,426 women.
According to Elekam board chair Eno Abrams Igbe, despite the remarkable improvement in the figures, the exercise encountered a series of stumbling blocks.
Our field collaborators encountered some few technical and security challenges in some areas, added to a timid involvement of political parties in the local mixed commissions.
Meeting in their third ordinary session this Thursday, September 29, at the Elekam headquarters in Yaoundé, it was an occasion to review some bilateral talks with some stakeholders and plan towards consolidating international collaboration for the good of the Cameroonian electoral body.
This mission, in particular, I do hope will serve as a platform to address and update our memorandum of understanding with the International School for Election Administration. The objective is to explore other added value opportunities for staff training and institutional capacity building in view to reach greater professionalism level and to enhance the visibility of our institution on the international scene.
And according to Article 18 of the Electoral Code, this session is focused on evaluating the terminal report and projecting the 2023 budget.
And with the return of heavy rains in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, roads in some neighborhoods have become nightmares for drivers and users, a deplorable state that take them to the garage. Valley, they equally lament, is partly responsible for the unbearable traffic in some parts of the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Hyson Chia made the tour of some streets in Yaoundé and put together this report.
This is how drivers battle to ride across this stretch of road every day. We are at the Yaoundé Center Town, the road from Center Roundabout to the Mfonzi Market, a nightmare. It is deplorable, especially for the fact that it is a center town. The road has been like this for more than a year. We don't know if the authorities come to the Mfonzi Market, which is the biggest food market. Look at the state of the road. Don't even talk of the market itself. Where is the city mayor? It is unbearable. Visiting the Mfonzi Market through this angle, one must deploy a second thought. Potholes everywhere. At times, vehicles hit you down, or your own bike puts you down. One must always think twice before coming here. Same picture in other parts of the capital city, like Emombo neighborhood, Karifu Bilibi in Angisa, among others, posing lots of difficulties to taxi drivers. It is really difficult. The traffic you see in town every day is as a result of these type of roads. It's as a result of these type of roads. People run away from roads like this and get stuck in traffic elsewhere. We buy tires almost every day. It is challenging passing here. We only take this road when we run away from traffic at the other side of the town. So at times we don't have a choice. Yaoundé inhabitants decry the silence of the concerned authorities over the deplorable situation.
And still talking about roads, thousands of road accidents in Cameroon are registered annually due to bad roads and especially reckless driving, partly blamed on lack of quality training by driving schools. Driving school owners in littoral Cameroon have taken the firm decision to henceforth stop such a phenomenon and have presented a charter of good conduct which they expect driving school owners to henceforth respect. The details in this report. It is common to find young people nowadays attend driving schools and live without adequate training, hit the roads without adhering to safe driving practices, and the result are the thousands of road accidents recorded in Cameroon annually. A majority of these driving schools operate illegally, offer captivating and attractive training fees, but provide low-quality training. A collective of driving school owners in the littoral region have therefore taken stringent measures to stop the phenomenon.
How could there be a rule on how to teach people, make them cover 40 good hours of theoretical lessons and 20 hours of practical lessons? How could there be such a thing? Then people go around, move over social media and say they can teach at 40,000 francs, at 50,000 francs to cover the recommended hours. Is simply cheating. So the official price to cover the 40 hours of theory and 20 hours of practical is 250,000 francs.
A think tank of the driving school owners have come up with a charter of good conduct expected to improve on the quality of training to purge the sector of those they describe as licensed to kill distributors. The charter was presented at this first assembly of driving school owners Thursday, September 29, 2022 in Douala.
They should know the ethics. And then secondly, they should apply the prices that we've all agreed here that will permit everybody to be able to provide the quality services. With that now, you will be well armed to be able to reduce road accidents as they are becoming very rampant.
The Charter of Good Conduct is therefore expected to contribute in the improvement of road safety in Cameroon. And gender-based organizations have once again called on women and young girls to denounce what they describe as growing gender-based violence. They have devised strategies aimed at addressing the problem affecting women in Cameroon. The details with Morindi.
In Cameroon, like in most countries across the globe, violence against women and girls remain a preoccupying reality.
Encouraging all the boys and men out there who might be going through violence one way or the other to be able to speak up.
According to experts from non-governmental organizations and those from the Ministry of Women Empowerment and the Family, more than 50% of women in Cameroon have suffered emotional, sexual and physical violence. There's a need to address the problem from its roots.
We have been part of the different training sessions, workshops that CAFE have organized, and they have strengthened our activities, especially on GBV case management.
To change mindsets, more and more non-governmental organizations like Community Center for Integrated Development are seeking strategies.
Firm in fighting against gender-based violence and all its forms. For a while now, we have been trained on various projects.
There is hope.
There is hope.
Gender-based organizations, CCID, is committed to advocating rights of communities, women and girls, and young people in Cameroon while strengthening communities.
And let's talk about the consequences that result from abortion. This was the focus of a workshop in Kansamba in the Mongo Division Littoral region of Cameroon that was yesterday, September 28, 2022, as part of discussions to mark the International Safe Abortion Day that was observed yesterday. The details with Stephanie Chin.
Despite restrictive abortion laws in Cameroon, unsafe and non-medically approved abortions remain rampant. Reason for a sensitization roundtable discussion this September 28 in Kansamba of young girls, women, religious personalities, traditional authorities, administrative leaders, and members of the civil society. This on the occasion of International Safe Abortion Day.
Certains États dans le monde ont décidé de l'interdiction absolue de l'avortement, quelles que soient les circonstances qui ont entouré la survenance de la grossesse.
Abortion is not good for a student, for every woman in fact. That they say yesterday that when you are coming to school, you should just focus on school. Then we should leave that kind of sex. We should wait for marriage.
They reviewed the risks involved in the voluntary termination of unwanted pregnancies, which is now a growing phenomenon in Kansamba. It is catastrophic for women and young girls to commit abortion without a legal prescription because it may go as far as putting an end to their lives. It has been reported that women die every after 8 minutes due to such practices. Paradoxically, it has been reported that abortion is practiced every day, clandestinely, followed by enormous consequences on the health of these young girls and women. It should be noted that the Cameroon law only permits abortion on the basis of medical prescription where pregnancy poses a threat to the physical or mental state of the mother.
And Cameroon's rich cultural artistic diversity was on display at the second International Congress of Gynecological and Endoscopic Surgery last night in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. It was an occasion to portray the country's endowment from all 10 regions of the country to the appreciation of experts and guests under the watchful eyes of the presidential couple, Paul and Chantal Obiya. The ambience of the colorful night. With our reporter, Beatrice Ngamo.
Natural to begin with this welcome tone, typical of the African style. As the experts in the ongoing International Congress on Gynecological Endoscopic Surgery run towards the end of their exchange and experience sharing, need for them to get a good taste of their host country. Paste from the grass field, Fang Betty, sour like the northern regions, spice the evening at the Yaoundé. hands like Jean-Pierre Sommet, Ama Pierrot, and more also marked their presence. Sound from the Pygmies, East region, and their touch also on the menu. Taste and colors of Africa in miniature, saluted time and again by the many spectators, the experts, members of government, the diplomatic corps, ladies of the Circle of Friends of Cameroon, CERAC. The presidential couple, Paul and Chantal Biya, were represented by the Minister of State for Higher Education and the General Coordinator of CERAC in the persons of Jacques Famindongo and Grace Diongute, respectively.
And before we wrap up, let's talk about World Health Day, commemorated this September 29, 2022, which focused on cardiovascular diseases, one of the leading causes of death worldwide. This system's critical role is to deliver oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and other chemicals to the tissues of the body and to remove carbon dioxide. Primary organs of the cardiovascular system, which include the heart and blood vessels, that is, the heart ranks first on cardiovascular diseases. World Heart Day, observed every year on September 29, is to raise awareness about the rising concerns of heart and cardiovascular diseases. Heart disease and stroke are the world's leading causes of death, claiming 18.6 million lives each year. That is according to the World Health Organization. And it is with that note that we wrap up this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. The French edition will be yours at 7:50 p.m. with Alain Gislain Kanga. Up next is Debrief de l'Actualité with Lil Pieju. I will be yours again same time tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye.